Oh, here we go. These are double-sided. This is a great deal. Okay, today we're at Harbor Freight Black Friday sale day. Kind of filled up my cart before I even turned the camera on. Went after some storage bins. I took their last two that they had here. Picked up on these divider trays here. There's some of my smaller drawers in the toolbox. Always come in handy for little knicky-knack stuff that you don't really want to just throw in a drawer and it gets lost in the maze. So picked up a couple of them for that husky at home. Picked up the, what are these, 20 bins for $15. I mean, again, how can you go wrong? Thinking about mounting those on my doors of my big open up cabinet that I've got for storage for all my small hardware and stuff. Keeping it off the bench tops, keeping it out of drawers where you've got to go hunt for it. I think that's a better idea. Also picked up a couple paint tarps. We got some paint projects coming up in the garage. Gonna use some small tarps there. Picked up some of these 4.5-inch disc here today. They're $2.50 a piece. Made by Warrior. I'm gonna give them a try. These flappy discs seem to work really well. I'm grinding wood or metal, cleaning up anything, you know, small jobs, truing up edges of stuff before you weld it, beveling it, that kind of thing. But I will say this, hey, look down this aisle. This is probably one of the best stocked, cleanest stores that's out there right now. You take a look at Lowe's, Home Depot. These people have really changed their direction of business and turned it around. There was times when I wouldn't even set foot in one of these stores because I could never find nothing. The shelves were empty. You had hardly any help. You come here, you get nothing but support. Store's clean. Sales are great. They have lots of clearances. To me, it's like every day Black Friday coming to Harbor Freight now. Used to be their quality was not so good. Stuff didn't last. But I'll tell you, anymore, for what you spend and what the quality of what you're getting is well worth it. It might not be the best of the best, but believe me, for what you're paying for it, you can go back and buy 2 or 3 of them before you go spend the money on a name brand product. And they do handle a lot of name brand products now that they never used to. This is Gap. Silicone, you can get that anywhere. Hardware stores anywhere. There's DAP. Again, all this stuff. If you look at how they organize everything in here, everything is done in like I don't want to say it, like it's coordinated very well. This is amazing right here. I've probably given $30 for one of these for doing floors, scraping floors, paint off of floors and stuff. And look at this, $7.97 on a clearance. That's a good deal. Got all the drywall knives. Quinn, that's a good brand. That's right up there with the top of them. A lot of these things, you know, the quality of them a lot of times doesn't matter because you're not going to deviate that much between the same product and somebody else's name. All you're doing is paying for some upfront advertising and money that they're spending in all different ways to promote themselves. I don't think Harbor Freight does that much when it comes to advertisement. I think their budget is probably a lot lower than most. That way they can pass the savings on to the customer, which, as you can see, they've done that. Terry cloth covered stain pads. Wow. Okay, I'm down for these. Instead of a brush or a rag, dip that in the stain and put it on my projects. For throwaway brushes, the same thing, 59 cents. There's chip brushes as you can get anywhere. I go through a ton of these different products, doing, you know, different projects that you're gonna do it once or twice, and then you're not gonna clean a brush. It's just not gonna happen. They lose some hair. Granted, they're not a top-notch brush for working on. They've got all the rest of this stuff here. Avanti, that's a pretty good brush up there. It's better quality. I haven't used theirs, but I mean, again, you know, for what you're spending on it, you can't go wrong. So we're gonna mosey over here and see what else we've got. I mean, just look at this. This is just so well set up. You know, you go to the big box store and you wander around for up and down aisles trying to find everything because that's not even a bad deal. I don't even think you can get it at Walmart for that. Rotella. That's amazing oil. A lot of great reviews on it from a lot of people that have been in the diesel industry for years. Have given me feedback on it and said if you're going to put any oil at all in your vehicle, use Rotella. You can see some of the clearance stuff kind of cleared out. Wow, that got wiped out quick. But look at that. You have PB Blaster, they've got WD-40, they've got CRC. These are all name brand products that you can walk into any auto parts store and find on the shelf, and I'm sure their prices match to it, if not better. And I don't even have to check on that. I'm not in the mood for any of that. I do like this auger for $1.99. I do still got a lot of post holes I did at home, but a 6-inch wouldn't do it. I would need like an 8 to 12 inch, so this wouldn't do me a whole lot of good unless you can interchange the bits. They've come a long ways with their line of this Breyer, I guess it's pronounced, their power washers. Look at this stuff. It's amazing. I mean, just because it doesn't say whoever on it, you know, it's not a name brand product, that doesn't mean that it's not a good product. I haven't liked this greenhouse for $3.99. We're starting to do a little home gardening at home, and boy, I'll tell you what, living in Tennessee here, you can get 2 seasons out of your growing, especially if you have something like this and you can throw a little heat in it. This is pretty impressive. It's all out of plexiglass and aluminum, sliding door. I mean, $3.99. I don't know, something to look forward to next year. Got a half acre, we've got plenty of room to build some gardens. I do like their, they have a lot of stuff here. I have this bar right here, 32 bucks, amazing. You go anywhere else, that bar is probably $75. This one here I don't have. Wow, is that heavy? That's a good pry bar, $27. I mean, you're not gonna hurt something like that. I mean, whether you pay $100 for it or you pay $27 for it, it's gonna work just as well. Just my feelings about it. Many years as I've got in this business around tools. I just picked something up on my tire here, so you get to listen to a little click now. Icon stuff that they've just launched not too long ago. I watched this at the NACE show and tool show that they had just recently in Las Vegas. Big event, and they were showing some of this stuff here, and they have warranties behind it. I mean, when you get into some of these big wrench sets like this one right here, it's only 6 pieces, but it's a 21 to 32 millimeter for $200. And Snap-on, you couldn't buy one of them wrenches, probably 2 of those wrenches for $200. They'd probably go out at about $100 each. Again, do you really need to spend that kind of money just to pay for advertisement, promotional stuff on the other end of this? Because that's all you're doing. And then the fact that the tool dealers make a 50% markup on everything that's on their truck, and those guys aren't hurting. They're taking home 6 to 7 figures a year. And that's great that they have a payment plan, but I'll tell you what, you're paying for that payment plan whether you realize it or not. There might not be any interest attached, but you're paying a 40 to 50% markup on everything you buy. This Quinn stuff looks pretty impressive too. $89, look at that. Ratchet in, finish looks good on them. 13 pieces for $100. What do you add, about $7, $8 a wrench? I don't know. I was looking at a set of Milwaukee. It was a little bit more than this, 129. I like Milwaukee stuff. I'm not married to any brand whatsoever. I like anything that is cost effective and lasts. That's where we should all be nowadays. I mean, if the tool gets the job done, whether it costs $20 or $100, really immaterial at the end of the day, other than what could you use that extra money for? Buy more tools, pay something off. I mean, the Pittsburgh brand has come a long ways too. This is an interesting universal wrench set here. It's their Pro line. It's got this relief in it, so you basically can back up and grab again on your wrench. I don't know if you can see that from there. Probably not, but that's a pretty cool setup. Let's get it down, show it to you. And that is $16. Oh my God. You know what? I'm gonna take a shot at that. If I break one of them, I wouldn't even be the least bit worried. I'm just looking if maybe I should be jumping into some of this Icon just because of the cost of it. Kind of very cost effective. None of it's really on sale as far as Black Friday goes, but this is a 10 to 19. It's a little bit more. I was really after a long set of Flex, and that's what these are. $224. But look at that, lifetime guarantee. These are double ender. That's probably your most common too, really, if you think about it. What's it say about the 8 and 10? There's something with the 8 and 10. Did they throw those in? It's 5-piece set, metric. No, it didn't really say. Oh, here we go. These are double-sided. This is a great deal. What they do is one side of the wrench would be an 8mm. You flip it over and it goes to a 10. I have a set of these in gear wrench. Haven't held up that well, but I've put them through quite a beating. So you end up with 5 wrenches, but you end up with 2, 4, 6, 8. Still fighting this influenza. You're getting 10 wrenches in this. So if you look at it that way, you're getting 10 wrenches at $224. That's $22 a wrench. You break it down that way, it's going in the cart. Hate to say it. We've got a few $100s here, but you know what? I scored on some pretty good stuff here. I won't complain. Trying to pick up what I got on this wheel. Okay, I've already got those. I'm really looking for the shorter one. There's only certain sizes that you destroy, and that's what's hard about this is you buy a whole set and then you got a bunch of extra ones hanging out. Locking flex head ratchet set. Well, this is interesting. And you got these locked down. I wonder what this is. 35-piece flex ratchet bit set. Oh, okay. All right, we'll take a look at that then. See if that lady got to unlock these. Let me see if I can flag somebody down. No. Well, welcome back to the Custom Garage Toolbox Build Out. We've made it back home from Harbor Freight. I just wanted to go over and review, and I'm not seeing my trays. I don't know what I did with those. Okay. But anyway, a lot of this couldn't be seen in the camera because I was wearing a chest mount camera. I obviously couldn't see these containers here that I had mentioned in the video at the store that I was going to put inside of this cabinet. And I'm thinking about putting them on the door in between the shelves, stagger them out up and down each door to accommodate for all my small hardware that I don't want out, laying out, getting full of the compartments, getting full of dust and stuff. So going around the back here, I'm just going to do a panoramic view here. I picked up these Pittsburgh wrenches. I'm not a big fan of Pittsburgh. Their sockets for sure were not a great buy for the money. They crack, they round it off real quick. They're okay for the everyday guy, but these are wrenches. I thought I'd give them a try. They look pretty impressive. They've got this jaw that allows you to kind of back up and grab again. So I thought I'd give them a try. They're thin and their thickness will fit into a lot of small line places where you're tightening up fittings and stuff on different equipment around the house. And as we pan across, I guess I bought this set. Didn't even think about this. What was this? This is Phillips bits and flat bits, large flat bits, which can be put in a driver, impact driver if need be. All this is Icon. This is their next level of tools that they're selling out of Harbor Freight, which I'm pretty impressed with. Had great reviews on them at SEMA at their tool show, and so I figured for home that'll be fine. So here I have a set of 1/2-inch drive, 10 through 27, 14-piece set. I think that was like $69 or something. This here is a couple of universals, a 3/8 and a 1/2-inch impact. I jumped on these at $2.50 a piece. I talked about those and how they work out pretty well with stuff. As we move across, it's another 14-piece 1/2-inch drive set of shallows that runs from 10 to 27. They skip a few in between that aren't really common ones. I would have liked to seen a 24 in there, but they go to from 22 to 26. A lot of those sizes you don't use. I mean, 16s are uncommon. Well, quite a few of those are usable. These 26, 27s would be like an axle nut. I got a 4-piece set of 1/2-inch extensions, and it looks like that came with a universal. I didn't even see that. It did, I think. Or is that just a 4-inch? No? 1 U-joint, they call it. Okay, then I got into their 90-tooth flex head ratchets. I have some that I was going to use in this toolbox, but I think I'm going to put them in a carry-on that I keep with me when I go on road trips. And I'm going to take and use these with the nice handles in my toolbox here in my Husky. And this was the thing that really got me the most excited. Anyway, this double-end flex ratchet wrench set. These wrenches are two-sided. So it's not just an 8mm or 10mm. You flip it over and it's an 8mm. This end of it will be like a 10mm and a 12mm or vice versa. So you're actually picking up 10 wrench sizes in one set of 5 wrenches. So it takes up less space, gets the job done just as well. And for 10 wrenches for, I think it was $169. I could be wrong. I'm gonna look at the receipt here in a minute. That's like $16 a wrench. I mean, I don't think, that's how you gotta look at this stuff. I mean, it's incredibly reasonable. Beyond reasonable. It doesn't even have to be Black Friday. It's reasonable for me. And a lot of this stuff really wasn't even on the Black Friday sale stuff. They did throw a few things at me at the end. I don't remember what it was. I think it was this ratchet here because it was open box. Yeah, for $30. That was a pretty good deal for a 3/8 swivel head. I mean, nice handle. And then I bought like some drop cloths for some future painting we're going to be doing out here and as well as in the house. And these were like $7 a piece for a 4x12, $8 a piece. This was a good deal. I've done a lot of staining and I haven't used terry cloth, which is probably a much nicer way of doing it, cleaner. The scraper was on a closeout for like $7, I think it was. Look at a bid on that. I mean, my goodness. I paid probably $30 for one of these at Lowe's, in a pinch from a big brand company. Brushes, 59 cents a piece, no matter what size they are. You don't get that deal anywhere else. So all in all of this right here, and there's some more stuff in my truck that I'm going to use at work that I might have pointed out in the video, and we were right around $700. You go on a tool truck, $700 would be gone about right here. About right here. You'd be done, $700. So I am very happy that I made the choice to go with Harbor Freight on some of this stuff. At the end of the day, it's all about the value of what you get for your dollar. It's not about whose name's at the top of the... For years, I was stuck on the Snap-on thing. And for years, I poured tons of money into Snap-on tools. And at the end of the day, that Snap-on tool didn't make me any more than the Mac, the Matco, the Cornwell, the Craftsman, none of the rest of them. It's all about, I guess... Until this day, I have some Snap-on things that I really cherish. I like some of their hammers. I like their dolly blocks for the collision industry. I like their ratchets are fair, expensive but fair. And when you lose one, of course, you're about ready to go in tears because they're one $150 quarter-inch drive ratchet, which I just lost recently and was very upset about it. But, it happens. This stuff carries the same warranty as any of the rest of them. Whether or not it holds up as well long-term, I don't know. At my age, I don't think I'm going to wear it out. I'm 69. I don't really think I'm going to wear any of this stuff out at home. This is just for me, my own maintenance on my own stuff in the house, my own cars. I don't need the top of the line stuff. What I need is everything I need without spending a fortune to get there. With that being said, that's about it for this video. And I appreciate y'all coming along for the ride here on Black Friday. And we'll have many more. We're going to show how all this is going to get put into the grid system and into the foam. Purchase some more foam pads, some thinner stuff. We're going to take this thicker stuff right here that I've got right here, and that's going to go into some of the pack outs because it's deep enough that I can put it in a pack out, in a 4 or 5 inch pack out, and put some of my tools that I want to take on the road or stuff that I don't necessarily have to have out all the time. Like there's things like the drywall tool. I don't use that much. The caulking gun. I don't know. Is it worth putting it in a pack out? Maybe. Some of these things, I just don't use it a lot. And if I need it, it could be in a case in the cabinet. It doesn't have to be taking up wall space. But because I have enough of it now, it'll probably stay up there for a while, to be honest with you, till I work on the layout. And this is an ongoing changing process. It's not anything that you just put it together and it's done and you're happy with it. You're constantly going to be moving stuff around and relocating it to different locations, because it's just going to work out better for what you're doing at the time. So with that being said, we're going to close out here. I'm losing my voice. And look forward to you folks subscribing, hitting the bell notification so you get all the upcoming videos on this tool organization systems that we're putting in place here at Custom Garage. Down the road, we've been merging, I want to just bring this up. We were merging the backyard build out in along with the Custom Garage build out, and now the toolbox build out. So I've got with my programmers, and we're going to separate the house stuff from the Custom Garage. We're going to rename it, and we're going to just make this channel exclusive to just tools, knowledge of tools, how to use tools. And on going forward, I'm going to be building up some videos on some collision repair procedures that I can film from the job that I showed you guys where the tool cart was, where I go in occasionally and knock out some work. I'm going to start filming some of it because I think there's a lot of value, 60 plus years of being around cars that I can share. And that's the big thing here, is that you're not going to go to school and learn these tricks of the trade. And I didn't learn them from anybody. I was a self-taught mechanic, self-taught body man and collision person. I picked everything up along the way. And believe me, I don't think there's a better way. And with YouTube today and what you can learn on YouTube, God, the sky is the limit. You can go out and conquer anything you want in life, whether it's what I'm doing or anything, really. I mean, it's amazing. It's one of probably the best colleges you could attend if you really want to dive into it. Learn from other people's mistakes, learn from their gains and their losses, and take it and run with it. Because my God, coming up in the next few years, the trades are dropping off. If you've got something, you've got a skill set that you develop, people are going to be knocking your door down for business. So stay tuned for more, and we thank you again for watching. Take care now. Bye.